Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to do a little special video. I think I'm calling this How Sam Seder Loses His Smile. And it's a theory of mine, actually. I've said it quite a bit in like a couple of videos. Now I'm going to like actually define it and showcase what I mean. And we'll just start. Let's just go. So Sam Seder losing his smile. It's obviously a stolen term from wrestling. When Shawn Michaels, the infamous he lost his smile thing. But for Sam Seder in his case, I'm looking at it as, or defining it as, these people that play political teams, right? Whether they have to or not, when their team is losing, it's the best season. It's fucking Christmas every day for these guys. It's the team I don't like is in power, right? For Sam Seder, it'd be like Trump in power and the Republicans owning the House and the Senate, right? And guys like Tim Pool and Steven Crowder and guys that will run talking points from the White House, basically. That's Christmas for Sam Seder because he gets to shit on these guys. He gets to look like the good guy in the room, right? He gets to look righteous. But as soon as his team, which is more of like the Democratic Party and progressives and left leaning, when those guys start winning, those are the moments where he actually loses his smile because now he's gonna have to spend his time defending these fools that are showcasing obvious flaws because they just always seem to do. Right? I mean, for example, when Barack Obama's in office, right? Sam Seder doesn't have much to say. Yeah, he has his news show and he has guests on and journalists on that are making these kind of complaints and shit like that, right? But as Obama's leaving office, right, which means there's a new campaign, new presidential season, new Senate and House races, Sam will have to defend someone like Hillary Clinton running for office. Now imagine that fucking torture that is. Sam from basically doing I'm falling asleep work with Obama to let's hype up these candidates during campaign season to, oh my God, it's Hillary Clinton. And there goes the smile. But when Trump actually won, what does Sam get? He gets to be the good guy because we know Trump's going to suck ass. So those you get to complain about it and be the good guy in the room. Be the smart guy. Like, man, Sam Seder's politics are really good because look at the way he's countering Trump when there's obvious, blatant flaws of the Trump administration. It works vice versa, too. It's not just Sam Seder. He's more of the namesake of it, of this coin term I'm having here of, Sam Seder losing his smile. I bet during the Obama administration, Steve Bannon looks like a fucking hero. The Tea Party movement, they look like fucking heroes. Before Trump entered office, look like a hero, right? And the commentators that are dick riding them, like the Timmy Pools and Steven Crowders, right? They get the crap on how bad Obama is, or Joe Biden, right? Because the guys have obvious flaws that are easy to point out, and they can make a living off of that without feeling so much shame about it. But when Trump enters office, and they have to spend their time defending this fool, they lose their smiles. The confidence drains and goes away, and the audience notices that shit. And they're hoping they can hold off till a Democrat comes into office so that they can, usher in a new crop of fucking fan base. Because a lot of those guys would leave. Like Ben Shapiro, right? So that's kind of the theory. Hopefully you understand what I mean by that. When these guys win, what they say they want for political parties and all that stuff, what they say they want, when it actually gets into power or positions of power, they actually lose. Their smile, at least. No more,
Actually,
white horse, good guy.
I think Ben Shapiro is the one exception to that because he is happy as fuck right now.
Well, no, actually, nope. Because what I mean by like losing the smile thing, it's like you're viewing how people perceive you. So thus, and we all know Ben lost a shit ton of fan base and support
Oh, okay.
Because the guy he wanted
Okay.
won. The guy he wanted won, and he's doing the things that, most of the country doesn't like. So, but if Biden was in office and Shapiro's cheering against him, he looks like a good guy to his audience, right? And to new political followers. So thus, I can smile and be happy and crack jokes and make fun of, if you're Sam Cedars side, right? When Trump's in office, you can make fun of fucking Ben Shapiro. You can make fun of Crowder. You can make fun of Tim Pool. But when your team's in office and are doing their own version of corrupt things, you got to defend it to millions of people, day in, day out. Which is why, most likely, when the Democrats take the House, Senate, and presidency, Sam Cedar will wake up in the morning, look into the mirror, point his finger, and say, "Fuck you. Fuck you. Why'd you pick this life? Fuck you." And hope that Republicans win the next election so that he can go back to being the good guy again. That's the theory. Once again, I didn't write it down on paper. I was going for kind of a semi, video essay thing, but without the essay, without writing anything down, without anything scripted. This is me off the top of my fucking head saying this stuff. And I actually think that the term or the metaphor or whatever it is, the phrase, the catchphrase here, is very pertinent to where we're at right now. Because right now, the Democratic Party, right, and left Democrat Party, that type of thing, slowly creeping into more positions of power, right? Because of how bad Trump looks, how bad the Senate looks, from Iran to Epstein to all this stuff, how bad they look. Now, Democrats are getting more leeway to winning offices, right? And thus, these guys will have to, right? They can't scream, "Oh my God, genocide. You're part of a genocide. You're part of a fucking, war on terror campaign." They can't scream that anymore because their team's doing it too. So thus, they have to start taking defensive measures instead of offensive. And we'll start here. Just a couple examples, right? I want to keep this video relatively short. A couple examples. Here's a Hasan Piker saying, "It's time, it's time to unite to defeat the Republicans. We need a Senate majority to begin the defensive posture against Trump's growing fascism and unprecedented corruption. Job's not done." Now, if you said that was the head of some sort of communist or socialist person thing, right? You'd be like, no. That's traditional establishment Democratic Party. In fact, Hillary Clinton could have wrote that herself. But no, it's a Hasan Piker, right? I ride on trains while reading Marx guy, right? That's him. He's the Marxist leaning type guy. Well, that sounds like Democratic Party establishment, doesn't it? Now, here's someone who's I'm blatantly a part of the Democratic establishment shit. This Harry Sisson guy, right? He's blatantly on that team. Look what he says. "Totally agree, but that also means supporting the 2008 Democratic nominee, even if it's someone you don't love, meaning vote blue no matter who." Now look at Hasan's answer for that. His response to, once again, establishment-style Democrat person, or I think he's like he's like a young guy, right? But they're using young guys to sell dinosaur policies and dinosaur ideas. And once again, lack of that spark that young people have, right? He's like trying to fizzle that out, if I had to guess. I think he's like a hired gun to do shit like that, intellectually speaking. But here's Hasan's response to that. "I've supported nominees I don't love my whole life." That's our revolutionary right there. There's a revolution. If we're successful, I don't think that's going to be a problem in 2028. Meaning, if we are successful, as in, I think he means like his progressive guys get in the office, then yeah, no problem. I'll be all with it. But if they don't get in, the idea is still to defeat the Republicans. And at some point, my guess is, based on this rhetoric and based on this guy's behavior I've seen in the past, people are going to notice when these guys get in the office and this guy's keeping his fucking mouth shut. Or maybe he does critique them a little bit, but then his audience is like, "But you told us to vote for them." So what the fuck? And there goes his smile. slowly but surely. Now, Hasan might play it smarter with his PR style of things, right? And appealing to young people on his platform. But still, you can see that smile get a little crooked all of a sudden. Let's keep going. Here's another guy, or once again, a hero. Fuck. Anyways, sorry, once again, not scripted, as you can tell. Here's another person that, once again, with Trump in office and at the heights of his power and Republicans owning the House and the Senate, right? He looks like a fucking hero. Calling out genocide and, oh my God, we need change in Washington, right? Well, this is him talking about someone who would represent his values on paper, I would think, right? Kshama Sawant, who I guess they dragged their feet basically on breaking points, and they eventually like hosted her on their show. But like the fans had to beg for it first. And his reason why I didn't have her on in the first place was, well, she doesn't have enough support. She's not popular enough. Well, I'll read this first. I will regret posting this. Of course, see, there's a smile already. You're already losing the smile. Look at that. But if you raise and spend $700,000 in a campaign and win 8,000 votes, the searing indictment is inward. Caveat, there are more votes to be counted, and she will get more than that, but might also dip to fourth place. That's not on left independent media. Well, Ryan, the reason that people were complaining is that if this person represents your values and they're running for office and people know about this person, you could have helped boost her campaign to where she's not in fourth place. Right? Just having your platform alone, you have millions of viewers. You do. And once again, especially in the height of Trump, or Trump's second term at least, you have even more viewers than you normally did before. Let's just be very honest about that. Trump helps you guys because you get to be the good guys on camera screaming about the problems that the Trump administration is going through. Right? Or what they're conducting. But it's so blurry. What the fuck?
What's blurry?
Discord. What the fuck?
You couldn't.
I am. Why is that so blurry?
Oh, fair enough.
Fuck. All right, it's good now. It's good now. The fuck? Anyways. Sorry, man. You got to work through things. You have a conscience.
Yeah, it's clear now. It's all good. It's clear. On my end.
It was me lagging? Okay. My bad.
What's new?
Anyways, whatever. Keep it moving. So yeah. Maybe she could have did better than fourth place if you would have maybe helped her out a bit. And funny enough, look at this. You see it from the comment from this person right here. Perhaps Ryan Grimm will revise his statement now that Sawant's vote count has doubled and is 6K away from second place. Imagine the results had left media not waited until literal days before the primary to cover her campaign. And Hasan Piker could have made a big impact as well. But alas, meaning you guys claim to support these type of people. Here's someone that's like that, and where you have a Democratic incumbent that you clearly don't like because you grilled him in your interview with him, right? Or, well, Crystal did. And you wait till days out before you even consider another person? And when she does get into the election, she gets third place with like no real media coverage, like on that level, right? On Breaking Point's level or mainstream. And almost made the general election of it, as far as I understand it, right? 6,000 votes away, she'd be in the general election against Adam Smith, which means you're going to get debates, you're going to get more campaigns, more airtime, more notice from other people. But you waited till like the last days before you covered this person? At least for Ryan Grimm, right? Who said, I dismissed her because, please, give me some polling numbers so I can see how tenable you are to win this election. I'm like, First of all, I'm like, on principle, I'm like, yo, that's fucking stupid. But regardless, either way, here's the results that happened. And now people are going to be like, yo, Ryan Grimm, what's up? And there goes his smile, too. Slowly but surely, the smile starts going away because now everyone's looking at me like I'm a bad guy. Let's continue. This is a comment responding to Ryan Grimm, by the way. You see here. Being concerned about a left movement being co-opted into the neoliberal mainstream should be the primary concern for all leftists. That's this person's opinion, not mine. Don't know if Brianna Joy Gray is right about where this ends, and to consider it hostile or not, but she's right to be concerned, and I absolutely agree. If you're locked into politics like that, you should be concerned because it's happened before. This is not this Kashama Sawant election in Washington is not some aberration. Like, these events happen all the fucking time. Both sides get played by their own politicians and their own content creators that are dick riding politicians. Both people that engage in this shit get fucking played all the time. That's not me saying you shouldn't engage in it or that you can't make anything effective from that process. What I'm saying is you should be considering all fucking possibilities here because the negative aspect of things have happened before. Unless you want to like kind of intellectually outflank it by looking out, being ready, looking for politicians that maybe say something weird, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, I can't go with this person. It's actually kind of funny because they had what's her name, Kat Abgazele, on Breaking Points, and it was less of a grilling and more of a, well, what's this thing over here when it comes to your policy? Like, what do you believe in? And you actually end up finding out, like, oh, she's in favor of some of these military actions in regards to Ukraine and Russia, if I had to guess. Like, arming them, that is. Although she's screaming free Palestine all day and night, but still supporting another war that, let's be real, the U.S. has some fucked up fidanglings in, some fucked up connections in. That to Obama. And it's like, but it felt like, for me, it felt like they asked her the questions, and then the interview's over, and then that's it. Now they're just cheering for her to win the election in her state, in Illinois. Where it's like, well, wasn't that important? Like, wasn't that like a important distinction on foreign policy right there? Where if you're doing it in Gaza, you're doing it in Ukraine, Russia, if you're doing it in fucking Cambodia, wherever it's happening at, this is like the warmongering, devil worshipping shit we're supposed to be against. Once again, someone on paper who was clearly against all those things, like, well, where's her support at? Huh? I don't get it. Show us the numbers. How do we know you're viable? How do we know that? More bullshit. But let's continue. Funny enough, Ryan Grimm, who was he a co-founder of Dropsite? Or he works for them or with them, whatever the fuck he does. This person right here, William Lawrence, who just won his primary, right? It says here, Progressive William Lawrence, after winning Michigan's 7th District Democratic primary, pledged to vote for Hakeem Jeffries as House Speaker, reversing a position he held earlier during his campaign. I mean, isn't that like breakneck speed? You get elected, and you just turn the policy. You're already playing Democratic Party strategy, like, right after you get elected? Like, what? In October, Lawrence was among a group of progressive candidates refusing to commit to Jeffries, telling Axios, I hope to have an alternative to Jeffries to vote for. Which is, once again, even that's like an IQ test. That's like a vague answer. He also said he hopes to speak with members of the Congressional Black Caucus to unite to defeat the Republican incumbent. Got it. More, to me, like establishment Democrat shit, right? I think he walked back some, I guess, quote-unquote socialist style things as well, potentially, but don't quote me on that one. The thing is, when it comes to Ryan Grimm or people like him, it's less so that, I mean, these guys might still cover these topics, right? Of like, man, look at the hypocrisy of these candidates that have now recently won. Might somewhat cover that. But at some point, people are going to wake up and be like, yo, you kind of sold us these guys in the first place. It'll take too long, in my humble opinion, but that smile is going to go away at some point when they realize, wait a minute, either your strategy sucks ass or you might be sus yourself. And funny enough, I think that's going to apply to Tucker Carlson as well. But right now, he looks like a fucking hero, right? Banging the drums of revolution and let's save the world, right? Let's change the world and save the world. Or save America, if you will. But when you realize, wait a minute, that guy sold us, as you'll hear later, this guy kind of sold us a solution to something, which ended up becoming a problem, and now he's offering a solution to the problem he took part in the first place. Look at that.
I can tell you what I think of this. I think it's like, imagine a sport. I know I've heard of this in some sports, but I'm not sure if it's like all sports. Imagine you could still bet on the winner at like the last
if you're in it.
quarter, whatever.
Okay.
Like betting still open until the 2-minute warning in football.
Okay.
And that's kind of what they're doing. Is like, well, is it, should I be on the side of the further left guys or like the establishment guys? I don't really care about this. I just need fucking viewers.
Okay. You're saying like hedging their bets, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, listen, based on these guys on paper getting all these things wrong throughout the years, everything's up for sale. Any theory, possibility, it has to be thrown out there and considered at least for a minute. At least think about it for a fucking minute. And right now, once again, I don't think most people are there yet. Especially with the re-looping cycle of like, right, they promote someone, this person either gets into office or fails to not get in office. But either way, like some sort of fuck up happened. And then someone else wins and they start doing these news cycles about how bad this news person is. Let's say like Ryan Graham. Oh, this Republican person's really bad. Or Hasan Piker. This Republican's like really a bad person, bro. We need to get them out of office, right? Where they regain a brand new following of people that's just getting into politics, and you just recycle it. At some point, it might hit some sense of critical mass where people are like, yo, I trusted you, fuck off. There's like too many to ignore. You don't have enough new followers or new viewers, and you have all these older viewers, like people that have watched your shit before and heard the hypocrisies. We're like, yo, fuck off. Once again, I'm not saying that's individually for Ryan Grimm or Hasan Piker. It's just in general, these need to be questioned as a possibility. Very much so. Because it seems like a fucking theme to me. On both sides of the aisle, by the way. Republican, Democrat, whatever you want to call them. Both sides of that. Even Green Party, third parties, same thing. We saw Dave Smith did the Libertarians, right? We saw Thomas Massey's endorsement of Trump, and look where we're at. They helped sell this fucking problem in the first place, and now they want to offer solutions. Like, well, what gives you, like, why are you the person to do that? You're fucking dumb as rocks, apparently. You fell for this shit. But anyways. Yeah, so, once again, just guy getting off.
What exactly is the problem with Trump?
Oh, okay, let's just do this, Harrison. It's for their perspective. They view Trump as a problem, and the majority of people in America view Trump as a problem. It is what it is. Right? So, thus, you look like a good guy when you're screaming and shouting about how bad Trump is. But when your team starts winning, and now you have to defend those fools when they're doing equally horrid shit. Remember, the Gaza genocide thing that people like really care about right now started under Biden, continued under Trump. So thus they're stuck with that either way. Let's continue. Now there's something where people, once again, they put energy into this, right? Energy and emotion and all that stuff into this Abdul El-Saeed guy in Michigan, right? And look what he gets. I'm not even like appealing to authority. I'm just saying optics wise, look at that. He gets an endorsement from, once again, one of the people that were part of the genocide in Biden's term, right? The vice president, Kamala Harris. And what does he do? What does El Sayed do? He promotes it. And look at this, y'all. I got an endorsement from Kamala Harris. Well, I watched your debate with Haley Stevens, and I swear to God, you were complaining about her, the AIPAC supporting her and supporting a genocide and all that stuff. Well, you had someone who was actually doing it. And you're dick riding the endorsement from her? That looks fucking crazy. As you can read the caption here, it really cheapens the term genocide to rightly call Gaza a genocide, then smile and campaign with the people who carried it out, or people who are part of carrying it out, right? It wasn't just Trump handing billions in weapons and all in intel to Israel. It wasn't just Trump doing that. Biden and Harris did the same fucking thing. I mean, shit tons of money. People complain about the $3.8 billion. Well, guess what? That went up to like $20 billion for for Biden and Trump. Not combined, separately. $20+ billion in a short amount of time to fund a genocide, essentially. So, even though people are probably already disillusioned when it comes to politicians, like they maybe cheer for someone or get curious about a certain candidate, and they get in the office and they get disappointed, right? Not saying El Sayed's that, yeah, you still has, I leave room for everyone, right? But people have that experience with politicians. They get in the office and they get fucked over, like, oh, fuck, I knew it. You never trust these fucking guys, fuck them. But then there's the content creators that, like Sam Seder, will lose their smile. Where they were good guys cheering on, yeah, El Sayed, get in there, we need to support him. If you want to donate, here's the website. Support this guy. Do phone calls for him, phone banking. Make t-shirts and hats and give them away to people. Boost this motherfucker up. And if this guy gets into office and fails for what he claimed to be about, those same content creators might be defending him. At least initially. At the very least initially. Like Tucker did with Trump, right? Even though you can see the fucking writing on the wall. But still supporting him in the beginning. And they will have to fight off their own audiences that are like, yo, how are you still supporting this fool? Here's this problem. Here's that problem. How come you're not hosting people on your show that is critical of the person we're talking about here? How come you always have an excuse for this person that's in office right now? You told us to vote for him, and now he's doing wrong by us, and you're saying nothing about it. And they get fucking haunted by their audience, or at least enough of a portion of the audience to where they start noticing it. And there goes the smile again. They start losing their smile. And they're aware of it, too. Trust me, they're aware that the audience is like, yo, what the fuck? Joe Rogan's aware that when he has Andrew Wilson on to debunk the Charlie Kirk investigation stuff, right? And say, oh, no, it's just Tyler Robinson by himself with a 30-06, rifle.
You saw that, huh?
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I saw the comments. I saw someone going through the comments. They're like, yo, this shit's hilarious.
Bro, he offered Candace Owens $300,000 to debate with him on the topic. And Candace responded, and she said, make it $500,000.
Dude, look at this shit. Look at the fucking comments, bro. It's fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna play all of it, but like, it's just hilarious. They're just roasting.
Can't read it.
Oh, they're just roasting the entire thing. I stopped pouring concrete over a crime scene to watch this. I took off my black.
Candace is acting like she never heard of Andrew Wilson. That was part of her response. I don't know who that guy is. I've never seen him before. It's like, you've been on the fucking what's that fucking podcast?
Whatever.
The Everything podcast, the whatever podcast.
Yeah. They're just shitting all over this whole thing. And yeah, Rogan knows. I mean, if you're not aware yet, Rogan obviously lost his clear as day, right? He supported Bernie. There was a letdown, lost a smile. He was supporting Trump, and then I'm just a dumb comedian. I don't know what I'm doing. But the audience is like, bullshit. We saw you sell this motherfucker. We saw you do it. We saw you sell all this stuff. And then you have like the Peter Thiels and the Elon Musk and all that stuff that are on Rogan's podcast. And people let them know about it. Like, yo, who are these fucking cretins on your show, bro? I thought you were like the everyday man. The regular dude that made it famous. Like, nope. You might be plugged in. It is what it is. And they let him know about it. And he slowly loses that joy of just being the regular guy having fun on a podcast with his friends. Slowly goes away. Unfortunate, huh? Anyways. Yeah. Once again, this theme of losing your smile thing, I think it works. It works to a fucking T. And like I said, this applies. I've been doing like the lefty guys because like right now Democrats are in favor to win more things, right? Whether it's the progressives or DSA backed or it's establishment Democrats, right? They're more likely to win their races this upcoming midterms, right? And the presidency too. They're probably favored to win the presidency as well. And because that slow turn's happening because of how bad Trump is, right? When they get on their high horses and scream, oh my God, see? We're the ones to follow, not them. Look how bad they're doing. Look at all the bad stuff they're doing. Right? When it starts turning to where, okay, now you guys have some guys in office now. Or, like, very close to being in office. Now what? And you can slowly see you start seeing, Ryan Grimm's, I can't have Kashama Swan because she doesn't have enough followers. Well, listen, we're just trying to win no matter what. Listen, as long as it's Democrat, it's good. But bro, I thought you were like a revolutionary for the young people out there, right? I thought that was what you were actually into. Saving the world with leftist politics, right? Are you going to get that from fucking Kamala Harris? You going to get that from her? Because now she's attached to the guy that you held up. Like, oh my God, El Said won in an upset victory. We did it, guys. And because they're going to have to defend this stuff, the smile starts going away. The confidence starts dwindling. And Sam Seder wakes up and says, go fuck yourself in the mirror every day. Let's continue. Now, like I said, it applies to both sides here. Here's Jimmy Dore responding to a video on Twitter where this girl's basically saying, like, yeah, Tucker's been saying better words recently, but maybe I don't believe him. Maybe he's too smart to just be tricked by Trump like that. Maybe he was in on it the whole time. And now he's like turning PR around to maintain his following base. And she said money too, but I don't think that's correct. Well, I don't think that's his reason for doing that. I have a little bit more suspicious reasons personally. But Jimmy can't even consider this idea to be a thing. Because, like I said, Jimmy's no stranger to losing his smile. Yes, even him. Ever. Before it in the past, right? Obama supporter. Hold on. In the past, Obama supporter.
He's probably the biggest known.
You're auto-tuning, and let me finish. Obama supporter, let down. Bernie supporter, let down. AOC supporter, let down. Tulsi Gabbard supporter, let down. Hopeful, hopium with Donald Trump's second term. Hopium with that. He said, I hope he's the real deal. And you know what? He's less of a warmonger than Obama is. Right? Obama's a bigger warmonger. Lit down. And yet, here comes another person that's entering the purview, the view of Jimmy Dore's window, the vista outside of his fucking window. Here comes Tucker Carlson, a new type of character in that world for him. Relatively new. And now he's like, well, listen. Here we go. I apologize, but I think I'm too dumb to understand the point you're making. Are you saying he was too smart and had too much knowledge of who Trump was to be misled? And so, therefore, he's lying about being misled by Trump and his promises during the campaign? And wait, and so his apology for misleading people to vote for Trump is insincere? Like, why can't you consider that possibility? Why isn't that considered? Because he had dinner with Tucker? Because you had him on, because he had you on his show? He's a friend of the show? Is that why you can't consider someone might be lying? In your experience, Jimmy Dore? Like, he's doing all this, but meanwhile, if Tucker ends up being the thing that maybe this girl's implying, or something close to it, Jimmy's gonna have to, like, there goes the smile. Right now, Jimmy can rant and rave and feel, once again, even the ranting and raving that Jimmy Dore does right now. Remember, he had that hopeful idea about Trump before Trump got elected. He was ranting and raving in a different direction. Then Trump got into office, and there goes your smile. At least a little bit. But don't worry, you can just come back and start ranting and raving about Trump. And you'll say, hey, maybe this Tucker guy in the third, how come I can't be a part of the Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, Joe Kent, Thomas Massey faction and start a third party that way? Maybe I should be a part of that. Maybe they don't let you in, Jimmy. And they get somewhere with it, and they fucking disappoint people. And there goes that smile again. Unfortunate, huh? It's almost like you should be considering things before they consider things going like wrong before you fucking engage with it and scream with so much confidence that someone is the way you say they are, because you've been wrong so many times. Even though you proclaim yourself to be correct on so many things before everyone else is, you've been so wrong about so many fucking things. It should be embarrassing at this point. It should be like reassessing everything. You're letting Kurt Metzger outflank you on your own show, by the way, by having like critical questions. Yes, it's a little bit loopy out there sometimes with Kurt Metzger, but at least they're somewhat critical in questioning possibilities. Actually, he probably affirms too much. He's probably too much in the affirmative of like, this guy's full of shit, right? Without like real like evidence for it, he just says it. But still, that's more credit. I wouldn't say go that direction, but at least be critical and consider that you're getting played again. I mean, how many times do you want to be the abused fucking spouse? How many times, man? In fact, that's one of Jimmy Dore's jokes, isn't it? He says, like, oh, these guys in the Democratic Party, they're like abused spouses. They just keep coming back to him after they're abused year in and year out. And here's Jimmy doing the same fucking thing. Does it mean Tucker will be this way or that way? Will he blatantly be corrupt? Will that happen? I'm not saying that. I'm saying you should consider, you should think about it, instead of saying shit like this. He obviously gave up money to tell the truth when he was on Fox, and most of his advertisers left him when he spoke what he thought was true. And then he knew he'd be fired for telling the truth about war, COVID, and vaccines. Did it anyways. What a fucking hero. What a hero. And in fact, if you look at it...
And that's not what he got fired for.
What did he get fired for? I don't think it's actually important to the point. But, yeah.
I forgot what it was, but I know it wasn't COVID issue. It wasn't... He didn't fucking blow the whistle on anything. That was fucking... Oh, it was about the fucking... What's it? There was one solid thing. Oh, it's tied together with them spies.
God.
The first time. Yeah, the first time. Not the Qatar thing. The first time.
The first time? What are you talking about?
I thought he got fired because he wouldn't quit peddling lies about 2020. No? Am I bugging?
He didn't say anything positive about that. He didn't say anything. Yeah, he never covered that at all.
It's whatever, honestly. Either way, it's kind of like Fuck. What was my point? God damn it. It's with for Jimmy and see, like, this is like there's several avenues of consideration when talking about Tucker Carlson and why he could be doing what he's doing now. It could be money. I don't think so, but it could be money because let's be real, he's probably making a lot more money than he did on Fox News. Let's just be very honest about that. At Fox News, he was like Drake, right? Where you're like your manager has a manager who has an owner, versus you run your own network. You could just be on the internet. It's less cost for doing your show. You just fucking set up a camera and start talking to people. People run to you to get interviews for the sake of, being on your platform and getting their own viewership up and fame up and shit like that, right? You have a lot more going for you, a lot more lucrative over there, right? Just from the simple fact of less bosses to pay, right? We could also go, if he's like creepy apparatus, government, deep state, whatever you want to call it, shit. Why not make someone look independent and legitimate and authentic because it's on the internet instead of Fox News? It looks more legitimate, right? Why wouldn't something like the CIA have guys within the media when I say media, like, well, what's the biggest form of media now? It's on your fucking smartphone. Not on cable box, fucking news channels and shit like that. It's on the internet.
Slow, but yeah. Cable TV is being overtaken.
I mean, it's blatantly where this is going. It's going towards the internet. So if you had
Yeah.
why not set up a shop on the internet or in the internet landscape to, convince people or trick people? Why wouldn't you do that? Not saying he's doing that. Just saying, if you're going to be like Apple, like, why wouldn't you do that? And why can't you consider that Tucker might be part of that? Not saying it is. Not saying he is. Just saying, why can't you consider it? Why is he writing it off because he told the truth on Fox News? The fuck? I thought Tulsi told the truth about Syria, and now what is she doing in office? Well, she had to leave, but what did she do when she was in as the DNI? What was she doing? There you go. Anyways, so to me that shows him willing to give up money to tell the truth as he sees it. I don't know how that assessment comes about, other than, well, I was on a show. We had dinner together. That's all I hear. I don't hear any fucking actual assessment going on. Please tell me what I got wrong here. I already did. So, once again.
I'm sure somebody will.
Well,
I'd tell you.
At some point, it's gonna be overwhelming, right? It's gonna be like if Tucker really like showcases some full of shitness, it'll be overwhelming. He'll hear a lot about it, and there goes that smile. There goes the Sam Seder smile. There it is.
Yeah. So, lost the smile, that being the topic. Jimmy Dore is actually the most famous person for losing the smile. Just remember when he spit in Alex Jones' face? It was over the top of he thought like Hillary was going to win. This was pre-election time.
No, he wasn't cheering for Hillary to win. Maybe he thought she was going to win, but I don't think he didn't favor her.
No, I'm just saying, like, he was confident like that. That was what it was over.
Really? I thought it was over Alex running on set of TYT while Jimmy was still friends with TYT. Yeah. And then Jimmy's like, get the fuck out of you, scumbag, and spit on him and walk away.
What Jones was, like, grilling him about.
I don't think Jimmy cared about that. I think Jimmy was like, yo, that's my friends, and you're up here, like, being an asshole, interrupting with your bullhorn and shit. I think that's what Jimmy, because, yeah, Jimmy was like, yeah, Hillary's going to be a bad, in fact, that's my origin story for Sam Seder losing his smile, was that he debated Jimmy Dore about Hillary Clinton. Once again, the technical ideas of it, Sam Seder, I guess, was correct about judges and shit like that Trump was going to do. He's going to put judges in, that ruins things, right? But the actual substance, the actual point, me, as an outside viewer, was like, yo, Hillary Clinton is blatantly, like, you will blatantly do corrupt things, which means people will fucking die en masse around the world. Blatantly. and she'll also
Yeah.
sell out Americans on the corporate front as well. So, how do you
If
sit there and
Donald
argue for
Trump,
that?
if Donald Trump is the problem, Hillary Clinton and that general way of governing, that general view of politics, is what created this problem.
Well,
One leads to the other.
yeah.
I'm so angry that more people don't understand that.
Well, either way, yeah, that's my origin for that shit. For the phrase Sam Seder losing his smile, it was that for sure. That was the most noticeable one because he had to defend Hillary. He had no choice apparently, other than to defend Hillary Clinton or defend voting for her. And he got shit from the audience, and he probably knows that. And thus, he had to spend his time defending.
So was Jimmy Dore. You know the TYT fucking losing their shit on election day is like the biggest meme out there for 2016. Watching them.
Jimmy wasn't in
see
favor of voting
Trump.
for Hillary Clinton. It wasn't.
He was on the set. He's part of the fucking watching it.
Yeah, he's on the set, but he wasn't having the meltdown. In fact,
Yeah, he was.
in fact, he called it a win.
Meltdown too.
No, he was there, but that's not what he was doing. He was just on the set.
No, I watched, like, it's the most famous, like, meme of the Young Turks.
I know. I watched it. I know. But I think the point was like once again, he was arguing with Sam Seder. He was saying like, yeah, in fact, it might be a good thing if Trump wins because it'll wake up the Democratic Party to start serving the people's needs. That was his argument, and I think he argued that on TYT as well. But anyways, but yeah, for Sam Seder, once again, he had to argue for something that he knows the audience doesn't like. They were all watching Bernie get screwed over, right? They watched that happen, right? And now Sam Seder's like, well, he's out, so you know what? We have to make sure we support Hillary Clinton. And that's like, once again, one of the most blatantly corrupt behaving politicians in American history. Not saying anyone else is better than her. It's more so saying she's the most obvious one until Trump now.
Yeah, she's famous.
But back
she's
then,
famous for it.
Yeah, back then she was the most obviously corrupt politician in American political history, at least in my lifetime. I was like, yeah, this person's clearly full of shit. Clearly, there's no way around it. And Sam had to defend that. And then there goes the smile. But when Trump wins, or Trump did win, now Sam gets a smile back because he gets to be the good guy beating his chest about how bad Donald Trump is. See, I told you guys, I told you. Right? All this pseudo confidence. Fast forward to now, here comes more politicians that are quote unquote left leaning or Democrat Party leaning, and they get more into office.
Left-presenting. Leaning is a strong word.
Fair enough. That's how the audience perceives them, right? And that's how Sam Seder will report on them. So those guys will start getting more and more into positions of power in the political world, from commentator to actual politicians running for office. Yeah. And now when they start fucking up, or if they start fucking up, now Sam's going to have to get on his fucking TV screen or on his internet show and start defending it. We'll have to do that. And thus, there goes that smile again.
Well, to call it fucking up implies that this wasn't what they were trying to do.
All right, fair enough.
Because you remember what I told you before? You can't change the Democratic Party as much as the Democratic Party is going to change you.
Yeah, if you're a bot, yeah. They ain't doing shit with Jordan, unfortunately for them. They can't do nothing with me. But for these other guys who may be full shit in the first place, yeah, I could see that happening. And it is what it is.
Well, if they run into somebody like you, they'll freeze you out.
Yeah, they'd run for their lives. I'm aware of this.
Yeah, they'll freeze you out of the party, and then what happens? Nothing.
Not if people are... Hey, all you need is one person to pay attention. Change is a lot bigger of a word than we realize. But anyways, there's your video. I'll leave it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree or disagree. Does anyone else notice this phenomenon? This lose your smile phenomenon? Anyone else noticing that?
To an extent, yeah. Yeah, I can see it in Tim Pool. You saw it in Alex Jones, but now he's like, that fucking ship sailed. I gotta go to the Tucker Carlson Candace Owens side now. So he's still kind of got the I lost my smile thing. Just now it's towards Trump.
Ah, right. You gotta refine that smile, right, Shawn Michaels? You gotta refine the smile.
He's fully gone to like Tucker's awesome, Candace is awesome. There's no case here for the Charlie Kirk thing. he's totally on that fucking side now.
And when
It's like, oh, what's his name? Nick Fuentes is out. Okay, I got a spot.
and if those guys eventually fuck up, I'll have to defend them. And there goes the smile again. You tell me in the comments. Do you notice this phenomenon? I fucking see it clear as day. Actually, funny enough. And once again, I have like a bunch of like little catchphrases. I'll say like IQ tests. That's such a like. There's little things that happen before the big turn happens, right? Where they get into office and they go back on everything they claimed they were campaigning on, right? Which we saw maybe blatantly with Trump. But plenty of other politicians will claim one thing during the campaign and go the opposite direction when they're in office, right?
Every president ever.
But I think there's like little things you see. Well, not just presidents, but overwhelmingly, like majority of politicians do this, right? But I think there's things you can notice before they get elected, before they win a primary, and early on in campaigns. I think there's some things you can notice that I think are worthy of looking at. They get brushed off too easily, and they say, "Oh, you're just nitpicking." But I'm like, okay. Things turn around in the wrong direction for them, and
what's that phrase? What's that phrase that I used to see thrown around a lot? Stop purity testing.
Yeah, there you go. But, well, yeah, that's. See, people can't do nothing with my version of that because I'm not purity testing their policies. Typically, they're purity testing the fucking policies, right? Like, oh, it should be more for Medicare for all, or more for this better version. You can't have a public option, whatever the fuck, right? Typically, it's that. But I'm talking about on the human level. There's things you might be able to notice. It's little things you can notice. Maybe something like this. Now we all knew that, right? Who's this guy?
I was going to say, as far as the policy front goes, I say go big or go home.
But there might be human things that you might notice beforehand that can give you a hint. Like, oh, this person might be full of shit. That we don't pay attention to. Sadly enough, in the world of politics, overwhelming majority in the world of politics, they don't fucking look at that shit at all. They don't consider it. And here's another little example for you guys. Now, I don't know if this guy's acting in this thing. It looks like an interview, right, for a movie that's coming out. I didn't know he's in movies either, but whatever.
I don't think that's a movie. That might be a stage show.
I see Disney. I'm just going with, all right, Disney presents something. So it's in that movie business. We'll call it that. Stage or on film.
Entertainment.
Whatever. But I believe this is like an interview, right? This is not he's not in character for something, right? But you guys tell me, is this worthy? Like, we know who this is, right?
Chef.
Who's this guy? Do we know who he is?
Chef.
Who is this?
No, the winner of Iron Chef.
Who is this? You know who it is. Joe, who is this?
It's
Mamdani.
El Sayed.
Zoran Mamdani. Got it. Now, we all have heard his voice out loud before, right? And I understand, once again, this is a clip that Fox News is showing the world, right? It's from Fox News. They're showing this clip around. But that's relevant, but also not the point where I'm going, right? I'm not a Fox News fucking supporter or watcher, really. Unless they're fucking up on something, then I'll give it a watch and critique it. But this is Zoran Mamdani.
That should be on tomorrow.
Hold on. is Zoran Mamdani, and we're aware. Is Zoran Mamdani? We're aware of what his voice sounds like, and to me, this is a little bit of something to pay attention to consider. Here's what he sounds like, I guess, in 2016.
But I mean, we also do, our showkeys. We do our showkeys in Kampala. But I mean, having a dance move to a song is a big thing, right? But I would say the Nigerians have really patented that. The Nigerians come out with a song, like Yemi Alade has a song called, what's the name? Kofi Annan. She has a song called Kofi Annan. Do the Kofi Annan. Now all my friends in Kampala are doing the Kofi Annan, right? So Ugandans, we don't really have.
Now, that may be listen, that may be nothing. Maybe he was living in Uganda forever and ever and then found his white guy voice in America. I don't know. But
they came here when he was 7.
that means
that's Ugandan?
That'd be a never mind then on that statement. And it's like, why do that? Why do if he's faking one or the other? Why do that?
I mean, his parents
thought that was
moved here when
Uganda?
he was 7, but I don't know if he's gone back and forth between these places. So,
Now, personally, I see a grown man here, right? Maybe early 20s grown man. Still a grown man. And it's like, how does that... What's his name? Richard, is it Mendez? What's his fucking name? Richard Medhurst. Medhurst. Where that guy, I've heard him switch to 3 different accents in 3 different time periods. From American sounding dude, the Arab sounding dude, the British sounding dude, in 3 different phases of his life, apparently. And I'm like, huh?
Oh, you're talking about the one in the fucking I got a foot fetish or whatever that fuck video? Oh no, you're talking about the other one. Okay. I know you're Rich Matter.
Holy shit.
accents can change or disappear over time, but that's over the course of years, if not decades. And even then, it
also
never
fake
totally goes
no matter
away.
what. Yeah, it's also fake no matter what. Your accent doesn't change.
Well, it's like it doesn't. Well, here's the thing now. That's essentially what an accent is conditioning. It's conditioning essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
It's effectively muscle memory around your mouth and your vocal organs. That's really it.
Yeah, but well, I'm saying like the software part, Joe. It's psychological. That is that's conditioning.
No, but that manifests as a kind of muscle memory. What I'm saying.
Fair enough, but it's conditioning, psychological conditioning, and like that's the first thing that hits you, right?
Yeah. I've been friends with plenty of French speakers, and they all have trouble with that TH sound. They can't do it. Can't do it.
I'm sure they can. If they learn, they could. Because actors can change accents when they want to, right?
Well, let me rephrase. They can't just do it off the cuff.
If they practice,
It's
they
a
could.
lot more conscious for them.
Yeah. If they practice, they could, though.
Yeah, because it's just a sound that doesn't exist in the language they're speaking.
Yeah, fair enough. Either way, psychological condition.
Yeah.
And what does that say about a person if they move to a country and 2 days later they sound like fucking K to C? Oh, biddy bop, gentlemen. Good day to you all. Want a cup of tea? Like, what does that say?
Would you like a cup of tea, Jordan?
I mean, that's like, sounds like you're like easily moved. Almost. Like you have no, internal fortitude of structure for yourself. You're kind of guessing and trying to figure things out. That's what it sounds like. Then you have the political aspect, where let's say this is his real accent, but the teams, his political team's like, no, you can't sound like this. If you want to run for office, you can't do that. You can't have your voice like that. It's too scary. You gotta change it around. Right? Like, or he did it to fit in with friends. Like, those are all, to me, once again, it could be as innocent as possible, for all I know. But to ignore it when you get your hands on it, I think is batshit crazy, considering the circumstances you deal with right now. Once again, these guys take part in blowing people up across planet Earth starving people across planet Earth, robbing you, spying on you, starving you, killing you. There's too much at risk here to not pay attention to any little detail you get your fucking hands on. Certain things like private, right? If it's his sexuality or, whatever, kinks with his wife that isn't harming anyone. Like, that's their privacy, right? But other things, or it's like on the human level of like, something in my intuition says something not right about that, I think is extremely worthy of observation. And you have to call it out to the fucking public, but at least keep notes in the back of your mind of like, okay, like, what was that? It's like you have this view of something, like, let's say you're riding in a car, passenger seat, with your favorite politician. They're driving the car, right? And, oh, yeah, I want to give health care for everyone, and, I want to end the wars and stuff like that. And someone, like, cuts them off in traffic, like, motherfucker, I'll fucking kill you. I'll kill you, bitch. They flip them off and drive away. Are you going to ignore that when it comes to their happy dandy healthcare for everyone, folks? Meals on wheels. Save the environment. End the wars. Are you going to ignore that little burst out you just saw?
Save the whales. Save those snails.
Got the George Carlin. Like, would you, like, you can't ignore that, right? That's an exaggerated version, but, like, I'm telling, there's sometimes you can get hints of
No,
something.
you can't ignore that. Not at all.
And once
No.
again, this is not me saying that Mamdani is this way. It's just saying if you do see something that seems weird to you, you should call it out, right? At least to yourself. Like, I'll take a note of that one. And typically, the people that, end result, down the road, you find out they're engaged in corruption. Whoever it is, Trump stuff. There was a whole bunch of fucking Trump things, right? In 2016 before he got elected. Yeah, fuck him in the pussy.
Oh, yeah.
Or grab him by the pussy. Right? Or some shit like that, right? Some weird things that are
we-
just weird, right? And it's like, yeah.
If we enumerated every single one of them, we'd be here all day.
Yeah, and there's Hillary with the fake laughing. Like, it just... Like, oh, and in
She
hindsight...
she was known for the fake accent thing when she went to the South. And what was it? Hot sauce on my fried chicken. How the way she said that
Yeah,
was a fake accent.
Kamala did the same thing. AOC has done the same thing. Where it's like, what is that? What is that phenomenon? And it sounds because they have too many teams, right? And too many fucking assistants and all this stuff to where, how could that not be a conscious effort? I just accidentally started loving fried chicken. Shut up. Stop it. Or talking a certain way. Like, come on. But it's just like, maybe, like, once again,
Story
those
with
things...
That one was she knew she had a majority black audience in the South. That's why she did that specific one on Hillary.
Yeah, and Joe Biden says turn the radio on. I get it. I understand.
I don't know that one.
Whatever. People will know. But either way, it's... Once again,
Will they?
people in the political world will probably dismiss all these things I'm saying right now as like, oh, you can't really judge on that. You got to hear their word-for-word policy out loud. That's how you'll know. I'm like, you guys are doing this anyways. Once again, if Mamdani shows up in a fucking Al-Qaeda outfit and said, healthcare for everyone, sure. You're going to judge them a certain way, whether you consciously recognize it or not. It is what it is. It isn't just words. That's not good enough. Words are symbols. There's meaning behind words. The thing you can't see, which is what they mean by what they're saying. What they mean could be just like, I mean to lie by saying these words. Or I mean to be honest by saying these words. And we're doing our best to navigate life and try to consider what the fuck that is. But for some reason, in the world of politics, that seems to be like a hardcore struggle. A hardcore struggle for some reason. It's like they don't want meaning to exist. They'd rather have it be, life explained on a typewriter, right? He supports Medicare for all. How do you know? He said it. Okay. Right? They don't consider these other things too much. I don't know if that's because of an atheistic style thing or something like that. I don't know what it is. Lack of imagination. I don't fucking know. But they seem to miss out on
I
this
think
stuff.
it's just a failure of imagination, personally.
Fair enough. It's like something. It's like there's too many I keep seeing too many like snake-like motherfuckers, no offense, snakes, making it through all the way to potential presidencies. Too many times. From both sides, by the way. And it's just like, guys, when are you going to like, maybe this ain't working out for you. Maybe try something else, what you're thinking. Maybe. But, whatever. Once again, it'll take a very long time. It's going to be so many failures before they're like, all right, man, maybe this shit ain't working. And they're probably at that point like, fuck it, let's grab some pitchforks and pistols. Let's go to war. That's what probably would end up happening. It's unfortunate. You could have just thought about it right now for free without having to kill or be killed. It just takes thought. There's thinking. That's all it takes. They're like allergic to it. It's weird. Anyways, once again, leaving the video there. You tell me in the comments what you think about any of these ideas. Is there some value to it, or is there a little bit, a lot, none? Let it be known, and I will counter argue. I will say that. Please don't forget to share, support. Hopefully, donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We're in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome, and obviously everything I showed you will be linked.
I can't
in that
believe
same description box.
you didn't call out Kyle on the fucking losing the smile thing.
Oh, Kyle? Yeah, he's part of it too. I just didn't think to.
Didn't think to name him.
Yeah, but to me, it's obvious. Obvious as fuck.
Yeah. Have you been here, Dubster?
No, I thought of it when you were reading what Hassan Piker was saying about the Democrat thing. That post he was saying, like, why aren't you saying anything about Kyle? It's like,
I honestly
that's
just didn't
word
think
for
to.
word the same thing.
Well, funny enough, Kyle's strategy is actually to double down in the same dumb fuck strategy that he's had for how many years now? He sees it fail. He's like, you know what? I'll just scream the same thing louder. That's what he's doing. I'll wear brighter clothes. I'll dye my fucking hair. I'll get piercings. And I'll yell the same thing I've been saying. Congrats, Kyle. Congratulations. Hey, it works on the audience.
As soon as they figure out that playing this dumb shit entryism game doesn't work, the longer we get to live.
Well, I mean, at some point, you scream and you scream, and before you realize it, you're almost a Joe Biden. Like, you're almost in it because, once again, you're not taking care of yourself psychologically in the sense of maintaining integrity fully against corruption. You're not maintaining that. You're just trying to scream louder to an audience. Expect some compromising to happen, which has already happened with Kyle, right? And boom, there you go. Now you're one of them. Or you're only considered good by people because of your relative position to Joe Biden, which is no accomplishment at all. And the IQ tests keep rolling on through. What do you say? The silent majority vote for Kamala Harris, endorsed her basically, and voted for Kamala Harris. And now Kamala Harris gets to stick around and say, I'm endorsing one of Kyle's guys, right? Abdul El Sayed. Look at that. Full circle, huh, Kyle? You kept her around and kept her reputation up enough, and Obama's too. You kept their reputations up enough to where now they can circle back and start picking off your guys. If those guys were for real in the first place.
Bro, he would vote Schumer to beat a Republican, so he's fine with that.
Yeah.
But then whenever
Probably.
Schumer's in, he'd be like, fuck, dude, Schumer's fucking everything up. Good thing I didn't vote for him.
No, Schumer's doing it. Schumer's doing exactly what he's put there to do.
Well, it's quite funny that...
No, I'm saying this is about Kyle. And
No, I know.
Once he's in, then Kyle would be like, well, Schumer's fucking everything up. Good thing I didn't endorse him.
Well, it's funny that he was upset about Mamdani endorsing... Sorry. He was okay with Mamdani endorsing Hakeem Jeffries. No, wait. No, he was upset with them endorsing he was upset with him endorsing Hakeem Jeffries, right? But understood him endorsing Hochul in New York. So it's like, how does that make sense?
Which is same fucking difference.
It's like, well, how does
Yeah.
that make sense? And it doesn't. What's he doing? What he's doing is playing political strategy. Same game he's been playing for a long time now. And as Ryan Dawson said about Ben Shapiro, you were a loser then, and you're a loser now. Please give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in, and then you wanna get out. When you